too much. I pushed the panic button. He could have been speaking for Ortiz in his fight with Maidana. Both of them have a chance to do what many young fighters have done in coming back from such lapses.
And where coming back is concerned, both are already champions for life. Victor Ortiz was abandoned by his troubled parents by age 10 or 11, was found by school authorities in Garden City, Kansas to be living alone and running his little brother's life as well as his own. And he has risen from those circumstances to the position he's in right now. Lamont Peterson and his brother Anthony, very similarly, were abandoned on the streets of Washington, D.C. at times, were with their parents at times, but living in cars or sleeping in parks overnight. And they rose from homelessness to their current circumstances. Anthony, Lamont's brother, is a title contender in the 135-pound weight class. So just to make the point again, as far as coming back is concerned, they've already proven that on the biggest stage imaginable.
Yeah, two guys who have a lot in common, and they've already been proven to that there is a God, because both of them found people to help bring them up, and now look at what they've come to. Both of them are right here live on HBO tonight. What a phenomenal achievement.
It is. It's a great experience for both. Peterson a little bit more the boxer, Ortiz a little bit more the puncher, as I mentioned, and with the 9 extra pounds of weight, you can be sure that Victor's looking to land some heavy shots.
Yeah, he just landed a good, he caught a good right hand and landed a good left hand off of it. This is a great fight. I like how it's looking so far. You do have to beware of the headbutt, because we've got an orthodox and a southpaw guy here. Ortiz is coming straight down the line, so we'll see what happens.
Incidentally, they know each other from amateur competition. They've known each other for perhaps as many as 8 or 9 years. They aren't necessarily close or friendly, but amateur boxing is a relatively small community, Roy, and people know each other for years.
Yeah, they do, and Anthony, I think, Lamont's small brother, fought Ortiz as an amateur, so it is a very small community, and if anybody is good in the amateur ranks around your time, you definitely know them, and you try to keep an eye on them.
Both of them trying to figure out a way to initiate contact. Neither one successful much very as yet.
What's a left hand by Ortiz?
Yeah, what's apparent to me is so far that Ortiz has gotten Peterson's attention with the size and the punching power. He's 9 pounds heavier, and I think Lamont may have felt that power just a little bit, so he has to be very cautious dealing with this extra 9 pounds.
You're right, Roy, and this could be one of the last...
Look at the blood coming from Ortiz's head. Go ahead, Hilary. It looks as though they've already had a clash of heads.
Well, that we see with an orthodox and a southpaw fighter often as well.
Looks as though Ortiz has a cut in the hairline or perhaps up into his scalp.
It's cut out top, all the way up top.
You're good. A ver los guantes, Victor.
Let's see the gloves, Victor. It's all the way up top, Victor.
Agua.
It's water on it. Water.
Listen
to me. Listen to what I'm going to tell you. He threw a few times and he counterpunched you. Be careful. Just box him. Let him throw.
Here you see Ortiz coming in with a straight left hand, and then he's looking forward, but he's leaning down, and both guys clash heads right there. Both of them threw body shots, but because they're coming straight down the pipe, you expected the headbutt, and that's what I was speaking about. Once again, the straight left, he was going to follow with a right hook, but by then the heads were there already. And that's what happens when you have two opposite-handed fighters to come forward on each other.
So the crease is inside the hairline of Ortiz. His cut man, incidentally, is Joe Chavez, who is terrific. He's about as good as it gets. If the cut can be stopped, it will be stopped.
Well, the good thing about it is up in the hairline, so it's not going to bother his sight too much.
Cautious round for both in the first round. CompuBox numbers, Ortiz was only 5 of 27. Peterson only 4 of 31.
You were mentioning the size of Ortiz, Roy. He doesn't have too many more fights at junior welterweight in him. Probably 1 or 2 more before he becomes a full welterweight. Just 23 years old.
Yeah, well, he's a full junior middleweight tonight. So,
yeah.
He doesn't have many junior welterweight fights left in him, I agree. But nowadays, with the way these guys are fighting and the way people are boxing so thirsty for the big fights, we go up and down to make the big fights happen. So I think he'll be okay.
Well, of course, it introduces another skill to the sport, Roy, because some fighters go up and down better than other fighters do.
Yes, they do. And I think he'll go up and down very well because he's 2 weight classes above right now and looking brilliant.
Exactly. I asked Peterson yesterday how he approaches a southpaw opponent, and he said, well, I like to start out jabbing just as though I'm fighting a conventional fighter, but then if it doesn't work, I'll switch to the straight right hand. He hasn't gone straight right hand yet, but I think he will eventually because he's not landing his jab.
Well, he did it early, but he got countered with a great left hand off of it. Since then, he hasn't really thrown the right hand too much yet because Ortiz's size, he can't be swapping a straight left for a straight right like that.
Good point. It's not an even trade.
No, it's not.
Head up.
Well, this is a scratch and sniff fight for the first couple of rounds. Both fighters seem a little bit thrown off by the southpaw versus conventional fighter equation.
Now, Peterson is doing something real smart here. He's starting to throw good body shots. Usually when a guy has rehydrated that much, it's smart to go to his body just in case he has a little bit more liquid in his belly than he wants to have.
Sometimes a fight is more painful for fans to watch than for the fighters to endure. And so far, we haven't seen much happen.
Well, fortunately, there aren't that many fans here to be in pain, are there?
A lot of them here disguised as empty seats.
Body shot by Ortiz hurt Peterson. He backed away.
He backed away, but I don't think it really hurt him.
He is being the aggressor, and he will get credit for that.
Here's what I need to
Following tonight's live boxing, stick around for Lombardi, a 90-minute documentary about the legendary Green Bay Packers coach that offers a revealing look both on and off the field at Vince Lombardi, one of American sports' most compelling personalities. And on Wednesday, it's the premiere of the next 24/7 series from HBO, Penguins Capitals Road to the NHL Winter Classic. Follow Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin, and both teams leading up to their New Year's Day matchup at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh.
All right, keep feeding them a jab, up and down with the jab. The right hand is money, son. You got me? Look for the right hook. Anything right hook, right bolt, or straight right hand, but step to your right before you throw it, okay? Double, triple the jab. Who's the man up in here? All right, sweet as sugar, baby. Let's go to work.
The smooth-talking trainer, Barry Hunter, is not only Lamont Peterson's trainer, but also functionally his guardian. He's the man who basically rescued both Lamont and Anthony from the streets in Washington, D.C. So it's one of those father-trainer type relationships, despite the absence of a blood connection.
Yeah, he's
CompuBox numbers in two, excuse me. Ortiz 5 out of 37 all power shots. Peterson 7 out of 23, 5 of them were jabs. Harold, how do you have it through two?
Okay, Jim, I got it 19-19, one round apiece. Jim, I thought the first round was bad until I saw the second round. I got to tell you, the first round, Victor Ortiz landed some power shots. I gave him round number one. He didn't land a lot, but he landed some power shots. He put a little hurt on Lamont. In the second round, I didn't see Victor Ortiz do anything. Lamont at least landed some jabs like he's doing right now. Victor seems to be waiting, trying to feel this guy out. I wish he'd open up his hands and start to let loose, tag the guy, making a fight. But be as it may, one round apiece.
This is only a 10-round fight, keep in mind, so it can go by very quickly.
Yeah, I got to hand it to Peterson. Right now, he's finding a way to score in a fight where not much is going on. Good body shot by Peterson.
Yeah, he's landing some good body shots once he gets in close. Oh, good hook. And I was saying that Barry is one of those guys that basically seem like an angel sent from God, because without him rescuing these two little guys, where would they be now?
We wouldn't see them.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's one of those, neighborhood princes. Runs a boxing academy or gym. And with the economy the way it is, he is seeing a lot of kids coming off the street.
Down goes Peterson on an assault from Ortiz. Just a sudden moment there when Ortiz suddenly found Peterson on the defensive and fired a three-punch combination to put him on his seat.
Yeah, and he was off balance then, Roy. I don't know how hurt he is.
He's hurt a little bit, too. He was off balance, but he also still a little hurt. And I tell you something else. That is where you see that 9-pound difference take advantage. Peterson got to be smart here and not exchange with a guy when he's 9 pounds heavier than you.
Well, Ortiz has to be smart, too. Remember what happened with Madonna when he got overexcited.
Yep. And he has wobbled Peterson once again, and now they both go down. That was a tackle, not a knockdown.
Now, Peterson's legs were a little hurt by these uppercuts. Ortiz lands some small uppercuts inside that really are hurting Peterson.
Well, I didn't gain much purchase with it before, but I'm going to try this again. I think Ortiz's body shots have made a difference. And now Peterson is wobbly-legged as he goes down the second time in round 3.
Hey, did his knee hit the ground? Or his glove?
Yep. I saw him down.
He only got 10 seconds to survive here. He should hold on right now because Ortiz is strong and Ortiz is much bigger.
Harold, do you have a comment?
Yes, time. Under the rules, if you go into the ropes, the referee can call that a knockdown. That's exactly what happened. Lamont Peterson faded into the ropes. The ropes were holding it up. Dracula's called it a knockdown.
Peterson landed a colossal left hook to finish the round. Kind of a shock to Ortiz.
Hey, you cannot stop. You cannot stop jabbing, son. Moving side to side. We made that one easy for him. You feel me? I need to box.
Here you see Ortiz hit it with a little uppercut right there. That threw Peterson off just a little. Then he follows with a straight left hand high on the head. And he comes back with another left uppercut. And then a right hand down the middle put him down. That was a great punch, great combination by Ortiz. Here again you see a straight left, a hook right outside of the glove, a good body shot, another hook to the head,